What up, LA Live gang? This is your boy AC, and welcome to a special Sunday morning. Hopefully, we get something special happens during this broadcast. That would be great. But this is a special free agency edition of LA Sports Live. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody who's watching the video, either live or on playback. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to LA Sports Live. Really appreciate that and really helps the channel out. During free agency, man, that's usually, the channel grows, throughout the season, but really, uh, everybody knows, like, if you're a YouTuber, especially if you cover basketball and if you cover the Lakers, this is a big time of the season, and even though the season is not going, but NBA free agency and the NBA off season is a big time for these types of channels. So I really appreciate you guys coming by and supporting the channel. Let me get my banner up there. There we go. Um, you guys saw that video of all the former Laker greats during the '80s, man. I had to set the tone, man. I want to get the right tone in here, man. So hopefully we can get some good luck from the former Laker greats on what the Lakers are trying to accomplish this off season, particularly in free agency. Once again, salute to everybody in the chat. You guys make sure you hit that like button as you come in. Make sure you hit that like button as you come in. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to contact some of my fellow YouTubers, but it's early, man. Them dudes are asleep because what we're going to try to do is whenever I get done. Hold on. Okay, so whenever I get done, maybe if nothing happened, I'll throw it. I'll reroute you guys to their channels. So once I hear from them, I'll let you guys know what the deal is. But anyway, let's get to it. If it doesn't pop, man, I'm only gonna probably be here for like an hour, and then and we get any new news, we'll be back in for an afternoon session. But anyway, you guys see the thumbnail, you see the title. Let's get straight to it. So you guys heard the latest report. This was yesterday from Brad Turner with Yahoo Sports, and he reported indeed the negotiations have kicked off between the Lakers and Nets. The Nets quickly came out and said said the talks were in very preliminary uh, but point, very beginning point and very beginning stages of negotiations. But hey, man, that's just the way it is. Things can happen real fast, or they can get drug out for a number of reasons. I believe Kareem reported that one of the sticking points was um, whether the Nets were going to send Kyrie and Joe Harris, or maybe Kyrie and Seth Curry. So is it either or? And there's several there's reasons why the Lakers might want one player over the other. Of course, Seth, money wise, would be cheaper, and it would save the Lakers some money on their luxury tax bill. But Joe Harris is he's actually a type of player that they do need, that they didn't really pick up in free agency. But of course, he makes much more money, and that tax, if they acquire him, that tax bill will be much more higher. And he does have an extra year longer on his contract, I believe, than Seth Curry. So it's a lot of moving parts here, and well, a lot of people got to remember, man. The Lakers. We know the Lakers are the most popular NBA franchise. But one thing people got to remember is the Lakers are owned by a family trust, and you guys know that's the Bus Family Trust. And what y'all got to remember, man, The Lakers is pretty much the only business that they have. They're not like Mark Cuban. They weren't billionaires before they started doing basketball. They're not like the rich owner from the Nets. They're not like Steve Ballmer, one of the richest persons in country. So things like this luxury tax bill and an extra $8 million here and an extra $10 million here, extra $20 million there, it kind of matters a little bit more to the Lakers than with other teams, because these owners of the other teams, or like the owners of the Golden State Warriors, for example, or even the guy up in Sacramento. He's a rich billionaire. But anyway, yeah, the Lakers are probably worth, if they're not worth the most out of all NBA franchises, they're at least number two or three. It's got to be the Lakers, Golden State, and the Knicks. But either way, pretty much all the Lakers ownership money is tied into the actual team. So you do have to manage their money a little bit tighter, even though they have a big network TV deal and all this other kind of stuff, man. But they just don't have the kind of cachet like some of these other teams' ownership groups have. So they have to be, man. They have to be kind of careful. They have to be kind of careful what they do with their money, and that also leads them to, sometimes make deals that people are kind of head scratchers. Um, because they still have to preserve their bag, whether they're winning or not. They still have to preserve their bag because, like I said, the team ownership has limited access. So you guys got to keep that in mind sometimes when you see them make deals, or in a lot of cases don't make deals. And then if you kind of hear it would cause them to take a bigger luxury salary cap hit, or luxury tax bill. It kind of hits it kind of hits the Lakers a little bit harder than most other teams. So anyway, you guys keep that in mind. So, like I said earlier, we did hear um, that the trade talks have kicked off, but we also got the word yesterday that there are some other possible suitors for Kyrie Irving. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, um, and let you guys see what's going on, man. Because there's other teams trying to get in on this Kyrie stuff. The Philadelphia 76ers, and who else? Okay, well, let's just pull up the article, man. Let's just pull up the article and see what's crack-a-lacking. Share screen. Here we go. Every time I hear that phone go off, I break my neck trying to look at the phone, see what's going, trying to see what's going on, man. But all right, let's take a look at it. Insider lists Sixers amongst several suitors for Kyrie Irving. They must swoop in before LeBron before LeBron can. Let's go down here with Chris Haynes. See what Chris Haynes said. The Los Angeles Lakers and Brooklyn Nets are actively engaged in trade discussions centered on a Russell Westbrook Kyrie Irving package. League sources tell Yahoo Sports. Now, here's the thing where they talk about the 76ers. Here's a counterpoint. James Harden and Kyrie Irving should bury their hatchet, rewrite their narratives, and cement their legacies in Philly. Joel Embiid may want Kevin Durant, but this team doesn't have the trade goods to make that happen. So he could push for more available wayward All NBA talent, and he's talking about Kyrie Irving. Now, it's very interesting, guys. You guys got to kind of pay attention to what's going on, man. Pay attention to what's going on. You see all these guys. Um, you see all these guys signing extensions with their teams. All these guys are signing extensions with their teams. Um, Everybody's getting paid. You get 100 million, you get 80 million, you get 100 million, you get 200 million, you get 200 million. Uh, you know, everybody's getting paid, man. The kid in New Orleans, everybody's getting paid. Um, but there's one notable free agent who hasn't signed his extension, and that would be James Harden. James Harden has not signed his extension. Remember, the reports came out that he would meet with the Philadelphia 76ers this weekend to discuss um, Salute to everybody. Check. Um, yeah, the report came out that Harden was going to wait till this weekend to discuss his new deal. Now, I know James Harden's got a lot of people give James Harden a lot of slack, man. But I mean, why you think he's doing that? Why do you think he's doing that? Um, the only reason why James Harden has not went ahead and signed this 2 year, $107 million extension or whatever it's going to be, is because he's trying to wait and see what's going to happen. And I think that kind of means that he's willing to possibly take less money if the team can swing Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving or Donovan Mitchell or whatever the case may be, man. So despite what a lot of people might say about James Harden and his commitment to winning and all that kind of stuff, man, he didn't jump and take his bag, right from the gate. He's waiting. He's trying to see what's going to happen, just like everybody else. And you got to kind of give him props for that, man. You know, these guys here, man, you hear a lot of stuff, man, but for the most part, on how they're going to operate, man, it's all about the money. That's why I never did believe those, absurd reports. I know it's a possibility, but I never did believe those ridiculous reports that Kyrie would come to the Lakers and play for $6 million, man, and give up 30 million. And then when you come to LA, that damn 6 million might as well only be three. As high as the damn taxes, the income taxes are out here, man. So I never did believe that one bit. But um, the Lakers, so the bottom line is there are other suitors for um, Kyrie besides the Lakers. Are they really serious threats? I don't think so, because here's the thing. Um, Kyrie hasn't said anything. He hasn't said anything, man. There's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk. People and a lot of assumptions that he wants to come to the Lakers, but I don't remember hearing him say um, anything specifically about what he wants to do. Salute to my main man, Marcel. Thanks for that donation. If you guys want to donate to the channel, that'd be great. Go ahead. You guys can send a super chat, or actually, I would prefer if you want to donate to the channel, just hit me up on the Cash App. You see the Cash App right there on the banner at the bottom of the screen. If you want to salute to the channel, go ahead and do that. Um, yeah. So let's highlight. No, I don't want to do that. So it's like everybody's kind of like in the holding pattern, right? Everybody's kind of like in the holding pattern. Negotiations are going through. My thoughts are, I won't say it's a done deal, but I do believe Kyrie will make his way to the Lakers. But I don't think it's just going to be a two-team deal, because the Nets are going to want to get probably more compensation for Kyrie than what the Lakers can really offer. So I think it's probably going to be a three-team deal, possibly a four-team deal. And see also, I don't think the Nets are interested in keeping Russell Westbrook at all. So of course that would mean that Russell Westbrook will have to get rerouted to another team, and I definitely don't think they're just going to cut him and or buy him out. You never know, but I don't think that's the case. And then plus Russ would have to actually agree to that buyout. So I just don't think that's a likely scenario. So to me, the more likely scenario is that there would be some type of multiple team trade, and so that means Rob Pelinka is on that phone, man. That means Rob Pelinka is on that phone. And here's another thing I want to say before we get too deep into this, man. If Kyrie Irving is able to come on over and join the LA Lakers, I want you guys to think about something here, man. I want you guys to think about something, and I'm talking specifically to the Rob Pelinka haters. I repeat, I want you guys, especially you Rob Pelinka haters, if he is able to secure, why this shit always gotta go off when I'm doing the video? But anyway, if you're a Rob Pelinka hater, man, here's something you gotta sit back and realize. Um, since he was named in the front office, it was about 4 years ago, along with Magic. And then Magic's gonna get some of the credit for it, but it's a lot of stuff that's happened after Magic. Matter of fact, we'll just talk about the stuff that happened after Magic. You guys do know who did complete the Anthony Davis deal. It wasn't Magic. Magic was gone by then. Magic was handling the negotiations at the trade deadline at that year. But once that season was over, the last game of the season, you guys remember that Magic quit. Rob Pelinka took over. And who finished the Anthony Davis deal? Rob Pelinka. Now, you can say what you want. You can say what you want about that deal. The Lakers got fleeced. That's why we're in the shape we're in now. We don't have no draft picks, which we do. But that's the narrative that's out there. But you guys better just keep in mind who completed that Anthony Davis trade and brought him to Los Angeles and ultimately won a championship. Rob Pelinka, not Magic. I repeat, Rob Pelinka traded for Anthony Davis. Now, later on in that offseason, we were in the mix to add a third superstar. We thought it was going to be Kawhi. Kawhi played us. But who was able to clear the Lakers' books and get them in a position to be able to acquire that third superstar? Who was able to get the Lakers in that position to do so? Rob Pelinka. It didn't work out. Kawhi burned us. But you got to give Rob, you got to give him credit because he was able to quickly recoup. We got Danny Green, we got Boogie, and we got some other players. Avery Bradley. We brought Dwight back, and we were able to secure a world championship. So who was the executive when all that stuff happened? Rob Pelinka. The next season, you guys know what happened. We had the quick turnaround. Well, Rob was active again. He was active again in free agency. He was able to get Montrezl Harrell and what's up to everybody in chat. He made several moves. He was able to bring in Dennis Schroeder. He's been real active, man. He's been real active. Now some of the trades work, some of the trades don't work. But the point is, he was real active. The Lakers had a short turnaround, and even though that season didn't even though that season didn't end the way we liked it, man. Rob was right in the mix, had the Lakers right in position, but and we were ready to make another playoff run, but the injuries just had the best of us, and we had to bow out. Now, last season was a disaster. Rob laid the egg, brought in all those goddamn old fogies, and the shit didn't work. So, you get F for last year, man. It's just, and then we had injuries too, so that's just the way it goes. But the whole bottom line, man, the whole moral to the story is Rob Pelinka traded for AD. Rob Pelinka traded for Dennis Schroeder. Rob Pelinka signed Danny Green at the very end of free agency, and who was a key piece to our championship. Rob Pelinka decided to take a chance on Dwight Howard. Shit. Rob Pelinka, even though this didn't work, he was able to get a deal for Russell Westbrook. Rob Pelinka was smart enough not to trade Russell Westbrook and give away our little draft picks that we have for John Wall. If he had made that deal that a lot of people was crying for, we wouldn't be in the position we are right now to get Kyrie, or would we? I don't know. But the bottom line is, he stood firm on his square. I'm not giving up these draft picks, and I happen to think that's what got us here today in position to Kyrie. And this offseason, if he is able to trade for Kyrie Irving, and let me tell you guys, I don't know if a lot of you guys are thinking that, hey, man, this is going to be easy, going to be an easy trade. all this kind of stuff, man. These things are not easy. These things are not easy. These are complicated. These are complicated trades. Um, and the bottom line is, if we get Kyrie and if it works, it doesn't work, I don't know. But my whole point is, and my whole point will remain that a lesser GM, and then people talk trash. Nobody likes him. That's why we can't get no deals. That ain't why a lot of time we can't get deals done. It ain't got shit to do about who like and who don't like Rob Pelinka. If it's a matter about somebody liking somebody and not liking somebody, it's because other teams are jealous and they hate on the Lakers, and they don't want to. They're not going to go out of the way to do the Lakers any favors, and it's because we got LeBron James on his team. A lot of owners, a lot of front office officials don't like LeBron. They're ready for him to go. They don't like how he does his business, which is the total bullshit. Because you guys know he's all about the player empowerment. And if you want to talk about that, we could talk about that. But this is why sometimes the Lakers struggle to make certain deals. It ain't because of him. It's because the it seems like league wide hate on the Lakers and LeBron James, man. That's what it's all about. It ain't about him, man. That's when I saw those stories, man. It's like, dude, that's BS, bro. That's BS, man. So we're gonna sit here, man. We're kind of in a holding pattern to see what's gonna happen with this trade. I think it's gonna go down. I can't say today, but I think it's gonna go down within the next 72 hours. Talked to Kareem briefly this morning, and he thinks it's gonna go down. Soon. We don't know for sure. Hold on a minute. I like Pelinka, but he ain't getting credit for getting Kyrie. Now, who gets the credit? If you don't want to give Pelinka the credit, who gets the credit? LeBron? Come on, man. Who gets the credit? LeBron. If that's the case, you give LeBron credit for everything, bro. The good credit and the bad credit. So I don't really think that's fair, man. Rob is good, but if he misses out on Kyrie or these picks and Joe Harris, and we bring back Russ and have another horrible season, I'm going to have some doubts. Well, I can see why Rob, you know, didn't make moves at the trade deadline. And, we're talking about John Wall. We're talking about John Wall, and now we're talking about Kyrie Irving. So I don't think, you know, I don't think, even though I know the Lakers are really trying to stand firm on not trading these picks, but if they get their backs pushed against the wall, I think Rob's gonna give up. He's gonna give up those picks, man. So I don't think we have to worry about it, man. There's a big difference. There's a big difference, talking about trading for John Wall and not wanting to give picks versus trading for Kyrie and then going ahead and giving the picks. Salute to everybody in the chat. Blue Boat. What's up, Blue Boat? What's cracking it alive? Do you trust Kyrie? I wouldn't. Don't look. Let me tell you why I trust Kyrie in this situation. Number one, he's going to be a free agent after this year. So, in essence, Kyrie is going to be playing for a contract. So, it's a little bit different than the last two seasons. Kyrie had issues. He wanted to take little breaks. All that kind of stuff. I'm aware. We're all aware of all that kind of stuff. But if you just think, man, you just think blue blow. Forget what and everybody who's watching the stream. Forget how you feel about any of these guys personally, because they don't give a shit about none of us. But just think of it if that was you. You and a man in his shoes or vice versa, he was a man in your shoes. So if you was a man in his shoes and you were going into a contract season and you're going to LA and you're going to play with the Lakers and you're going to reunite with LeBron James. A lot of people don't know it, but Kyrie Irving is good friends with Anthony Davis. Do you think he's going to come here and fuck all that up? This could be a make or break season for Kyrie Irving. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. This could be a make or break season for Kyrie, man. Kyrie does not have a good rap in the league. He's not. A lot of people don't trust him. Like Bubo's asking. A lot of people are worried about him. A lot, as like the word people like to use today, my kids like to use right now. Kyrie is real sus. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but as a man, he knows all this, bro. He knows all this, and he knows that this season he's gonna have to put up or shut up. So I don't really see him coming to LA. And myself and Lakers over everything, we talked about this. I don't see him coming to LA and acting a fool. And on top of that, I don't see him coming to LA, putting on the purple and gold and disrespecting the memory. Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on a minute. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button when you come into the video, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, I know I already said this before, but I don't see him coming to the purple and gold. I don't see him going to the crib and then going up there and looking at all those championship banners. I got to remind you guys, going up there and looking at all those championship banners, and then he's going to see number 8. And then right next to that, he's going to see number 24 hanging in the rafters. He's not going to come here and disrespect that, man. He's not going to come here and disrespect that. And let me tell you something, man. If he does, if he does, you know what's going to happen to him? If he comes here and acts a fool or whatever, his ass is going to be out on the first train smoking. The Lakers have traded great players who have accomplished far more than Kyrie ever had. Look, the Lakers have traded players who've accomplished far more than Kyrie might possibly do in his career. If the Lakers could trade Shaq, and Kyrie comes here and acts a fool, they're going to trade his ass too. So no, I don't have any reservations about Kyrie coming here. They're gonna talk about all that, man. They're gonna talk about all that, Blue Boat, when he comes. So I don't have any. I don't have anything. I don't have any worries on that. Yeah, that Philly stuff is BS. That's the Nets pushing that narrative to get us to take Harris to get that. Of course, man. It's all posturing on both sides. The Lakers, I'm pretty sure they want Seth. They want to push that contract. They want to push that contract of Joe Harris on them. They probably know. I'm sure the Nets are more up to speed on what's going on with Joe Harris's ankle. The Lakers really don't have no idea, man. They're probably seeing fake ass. The Nets will probably say send fake ass uh, X-rays. They probably send fake ass X-rays and MRIs about his ankles. So anyway, so the Lakers, they're focused. They ain't no fools. They know what they want, and the Nets are just trying to, they're just trying to push it and shape the deal more in their favor, and that's just the way negotiations go. What's up, Humble? Humble Sports says Kobe was Kyrie's mentor. He wouldn't do that to the mama. Hell no, man. Come on. Think about it. And look, we talked about this a few days ago. Just think about it. You guys know that Nike is kind of waffling on Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if they revoked his contract, or I think they just decided not to renew it. But come on, man. Think about it. And Kyrie he's had a very successful shoe line with Nike. But think about it. A new Kyrie Lakers shoe. Come on, bro. Think about it. Think about it. all these things are on the table, especially if he comes to the Lakers in some kind of way. Once he signs his deal, Nike's definitely going to re up with him. Matter of fact, other shoe companies might say, you know, forget about Nike, come with us. So I'm just saying, man, there's a lot of moving parts to this, a lot of things to consider, and I just think it's just my personal opinion. I think Kyrie would be on his best behavior. Now, KD. Now you guys saw the thumbnail. You see the title. Um, Brian Windhorst first brought this up a few days ago, and you guys, I don't know if you guys saw the clip. He didn't even want to say it about the possible scenario of KD and Kyrie coming to the Lakers. But I don't foresee. That's one thing I don't think Kevin Durant wants to do. I just don't see Kevin Durant doing that. I, I I think he has some kind of pride. He doesn't. I don't think he really felt threatened about Steph and his legacy, but I don't think he wants to mix and mingle with LeBron James, and I don't think it's nothing personal against him. But I just don't think that KD would want to go down that road. I think KD is more likely to probably go to Phoenix or worst case scenario Miami, and there's already moves being made to point that direction anyway. What else we got going on, Chad? One thing for sure about Russ is he's still a good player. He just don't fit with the Lakers. Yeah, that's Russ kind of got a bad rap, man. Let's talk about this, man. Now they bought Russ here to be the point guard, and which he was here. He was here most of the season. He played most of the games, but once LeBron, returned, LeBron was on the ball quite a bit, man. LeBron was on the ball quite a bit, and me personally, I don't think that was really fair. I don't really think that was fair to Russ. Russ wasn't really allowed to be the point guard full time. He had to do stuff that he wasn't really comfortable doing. So he struggled. He struggled, and the whole team struggled. The coaching staff struggled, and it was just a big clusterfuck last season. So it just didn't work out. Blue boat KD might go. Yeah, I'm hearing that too. And see, the Raptors have done this in the past. You know, and I think the Raptors could actually probably be a dark horse for Kyrie too, man, because we saw what they did with Kawhi, and they'll take a chance. They'll take a flyer on a superstar, whether he decides to sign long term or not. So the Toronto has a lot of young players that might be of interest to the Nets. Uh, so either for Kyrie or KD. So it's just you never know, man. But more than likely, when you see what when you see what these superstar players, like let's say over the last 3 years, these superstar players that have had that have gotten traded the last 3 years, they've usually gone to the teams where all the buzz and hype was about. They usually, I mean, we heard all about James Harden going to the Nets, and he went to the Nets. We heard all about Anthony Davis going to the Lakers, and he went to the Lakers. Salute to everybody in the chat. Um, who else? Uh, Ben Simmons, that thing was a long drawn out type of thing, but we heard about him going to the Nets, and he eventually went to the Nets, man. So when it comes to these big superstar players, man, whatever team that usually all the hype and all the rumors start about, that's usually the teams that it's usually teams that they go to, man. They don't all of a sudden you hear uh, James Harden is going to be traded, and then all of a sudden he gets traded to Sacramento. I mean, that's just not going to happen, man. It's just not going to happen. It's probably going to be what we've been talking about. It's probably going to be Kyrie going to the Lakers in some form or fashion, and it's probably going to be KD going to Phoenix, maybe even Miami, and that's what's been talked about, and that's probably what's going to happen. Now, I don't know. I assume most of you guys are Laker fans, or at least people who follow the Lakers. I know Blue Boat. Blue Boat, you're a LeBron guy, right? But anyway, you guys saw this stuff. Well, hold on, man. Shot Island. With the Lakers trading for Harris, that means the Lakers would have to carry an extra $8 million on the cap. They don't have to trade THD. They would have extra salary. I'm not for sure about that, but I did hear about that. But I actually think if they move um, if they move Russ for Kyrie, like I said, I don't think Russ is going to stay on the Nets. He will be rerouted to another team. Um, but I also think that the Lakers have another deal in the works to get them a wing, and I think they have another deal. Probably most likely, well, that's the only thing person it could be involving THT Kendrick Nunn to somebody for a wing with a contract. The Wings got to have a contract within about $18-20 million, and the Lakers can make that deal. So I think the Lakers have two separate deals in the works. They might get combined all in one. I'm not for sure, but that's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen now. Uh, Now I threw the link in there, man. So if y'all want to come on, because I can only talk for so long, shit. um, So that's what I think. I think the Lakers got about two deals in the works, and a backup deal in the works, just in case this Kyrie thing falls through. We've heard the rumors, we've heard the reports for old Buddy Hill, boy, they want Buddy Hill's ass bad. They want his bad. So those rumors are out, and also Eric Gordon. Now hold on now. So that's the deal. That's the latest I've heard on this trade thing, man. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, we're all kind of in the holding pattern. Um, but since I got you guys here, man, I want to play something for you guys, and then you guys let me know what you think about it. I see you guys talking about AD in the chat, and man, before I play this, and this is coming from a Laker fan, I really do think no matter who we get or whatever, as AD is as long as AD is with the Lakers next season, I think this is kind of like a make or break season for AD, man. I know he got hurt last season. He's missed half of the last two seasons. Now I know last season we'll kind of give him a pass a little bit. We'll kind of give him a pass for last season because those weren't really his fault. No, 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 no. The backup option or the stuff that we already heard about is Buddy Hield and or maybe possibly Eric Gordon if things fall through with Kyrie. But anyway, so this thing with AD, head coach Darvin Ham has already said, man, he is the key. He is the focus of this team next season. My personal opinion, AD needs to shoot and strike. Now I said this, man. I said this. So when I heard what I heard the other day, I'm like, okay, I'm not a complete idiot because if I'm thinking this, there's got to be other people thinking this, and then somebody who I really don't care for said the same thing that I was thinking, man. So we're gonna stop this share right here. Hold on, we're gonna stop that one, and then we're gonna bring this one up here. And I'm pretty sure you guys saw this, but if you didn't, there's AD's the water boy. Man, y'all cold blooded. Man, y'all cold blooded with AD, bro. Come on. Oh shit. Okay, guys, let's hear what Kevin Garnett had to say about Anthony Davis, and then I'm gonna tell you guys what I think about it. And I guess great minds Hey, where is it at? Oh, there it is. You guys see Kevin Durant? All right. Let's hear what Kevin Garnett. Let's see what KG had to say about Anthony Davis.
What camera am I looking at? This one? If I'm talking to AD right now,
You motherfucker. Come on. Damn, my shit freezing up. Come on. I don't want to play. Let me close out some of these other windows and see what happens. Hold a minute, guys.
bro, get lost. Go to Hawaii somewhere.
All right, man. The shit don't want to play. I got struggle streaming here, but anyway, you guys all heard. You guys all heard what KG had to say. You guys heard what KG had to say about Anthony Davis. I want you guys to tell me in the chat, man, what you guys think about what KG said about the great Anthony Davis. How you guys feel about what KG said about Anthony Davis, man? I happen to think that he was right. KG did something that nobody else, certainly not LeBron James, hasn't had the balls to really call out Anthony Davis, man. I'm glad he did, bro. I'm glad he did. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Anthony Davis is going to be accepting of that criticism. I don't know if Kevin Garnett. Now look, Laker fans for life. Why you say KG should not be talking? Now look, I don't like Kevin Garnett. He's an asshole. I don't like him. I don't like nothing about him. I don't like his podcast, whatever he does. I don't like him. And certain guys, I don't like him. And I don't like his damn former teammate Paul Pierce. Them niggas there, I don't like. I don't care for. So it's like this. Whenever Paul Pierce says something about the Lakers, fuck him. I don't like him. I don't want to hear nothing Paul Pierce got to say about the Lakers. And that goes for Kevin Garnett too. I don't want to hear nothing them niggas got to say. Them niggas with some fucking Celtics. I don't want to hear nothing they got to say about my team. But in this case, in this case, Kevin Garnett was right. He was right about Anthony Davis. He was right about Anthony Davis. He was spitting straight facts, and I have no problem with what he said about Anthony Davis. I wish LeBron would kind of get at um, AD a little bit. I know LeBron's kind of frustrated. I know LeBron's kind of frustrated with AD over the last couple seasons. I know he is frustrated with AD, but maybe it's a situation where he knows AD is probably not going to take well to the criticism, so LeBron just kind of backs off. But shit, look, Laker fan for life. I don't. It's not in this case, man. It's not a matter. I I probably would agree with you, but that's not. I mean, AD. I mean, Kevin Garnett got as many championships as Anthony Davis, so he has the cachet. And Kevin Garnett, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Kevin Garnett took a team further in the playoffs by himself than Anthony Davis did. So I do kind of believe that KG does have uh he does kind of have the cachet to talk. GTM, you funny. AD can't cook water without burning it. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Don't forget about the bubble and AD. Don't forget about that. KG was right. Your OG is trying to put you on game, AD. That's it, man. That's all that was. That's all that was. Nah, man, he's not a hater. He's just, it's frustrating, bro. It's frustrating. I know how it is for other players. It's frustrating great players when they see young guys with all the talent in the world, much more talent than what they have, and they see them and they don't feel like they're reaching their full potential. I know it bothers them. You guys remember over the last two seasons how Chuck and them they all would get on. They would all get on Joel Embiid, bro. They would get on Joel Embiid's ass, talk all kind of shit about him, and bro, they just woo. And then they were men about it when Joel Embiid came on the show. They didn't back down. They didn't back down. And what Joel Embiid do? Did Joel Embiid run and say, "Man, I don't listen to that shit. Oh, they a bunch of haters. I don't care what them old niggas are talking about it." Man, Joel Embiid, he embraced that shit. Jo- if you guys are paying attention, after that shit happened, Joel Embiid embraced that shit. He nutted up and he became the man. And all of a sudden, yeah, he's had little injuries here and there, but now all of a sudden, after they called that nigga out, I'm just talking about. I'm just saying that his game is greatly improved once somebody called him out. The nigga took a long look in the mirror, and the things that have happened to Philly, yeah, they haven't won anything, but it ain't his fault. So that's just my feelings. That's just my take on it, man. I don't have anybody. I don't have any problem with somebody calling out a Laker, especially if it's warranted. And definitely in AD's case, AD went to he went to championship with the Lakers with LeBron. He went to the championship. He went he went to the championship with LeBron. He didn't do it by himself. All right, that's what I was talking about. And I believe AD went to the second round, and he had Rondo. And who else? Who else did he have? Anyway. So that's just my point, man. This it's just to me. It's just Weezy Bang in the house. Salute to Bang. What's up? What's up, pimp? That was just my point, man. I don't get into all this comparing players and this player cooked. I don't get on into all that kind of shit. But somebody made some kind of comment about KG uh, doesn't have the cachet to talk about AD, and that AD would cook him. Well, maybe he would. I don't know, but his cachet is just as good as Anthony Davis's, and uh, and I think that gave him what does Shaq call it? What does Shaq call it? G14 classification. KG has G14 classification, and he could talk. He could talk shit. Well, he could talk about most of these current players today, besides LeBron James. It ain't no disrespect to anybody, but most of these current players, with the exception of LeBron James, KG, he can speak his piece because he's done it. He's been to the championship. He's won to the top. He's won the title. I don't know how many All Stars and all that other shit, but KG is G14 classified. Even though I don't like his monkey ass. Lakers over everything. I wish Ham had hired Sheed. AD probably said AD probably said, "Nah, you can't hire him. He already knew what it." Man, don't say that, bro. Don't say that. But you're probably right, bro. That was. I'm mad that stuff leaked out about Rasheed Wallace coming to the possibly coming to the Lakers coaching staff. Um, to be honest with you, bro, I think Darvin Ham is going to be in the AD's ass. Like it or not, I think he's going to be on AD's ass pretty tough. Bringing Rashid in, bro, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That may have been too much for AD, bro. That may have been too much for AD. Humble Sports, GT and 100 Shaq used to cook MB. Yeah, man. Him and Chuck used to cook MB, and now MB was like, I had enough, bro. I had enough. And B turned it around. Wait a minute. Notification. Nah, not the what we was looking for. Yeah, all of a sudden, man, Embiid's going crazy, shooting threes and all this other kind of stuff, man. So, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of look. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of honest criticism. Of course, of course, man. You gotta. If the Lakers front office, I don't give a damn who's in there. I don't give a damn if it's Kurt and Linda. I don't give a fuck if it's. I don't give a fuck if it's Kurt and Linda. Whoever pulled the fucking trigger, if they. This is what it's all about in the NBA: talent, superstar players. Now, regardless of the fucking outcomes, in the last 3 or 4 years, the Lakers have brought LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook. Who else? They brought all these fuckers in here. Now, shit don't always don't the shit don't work all the time, but shit, one out of is going to the fourth year. 1 out of 4 ain't bad because it's it's a it's 28 other teams who couldn't do shit the last 4 years, right? Bucks got it done, and then shit, I don't even know who, and then Golden State. So there's 28 other teams in the last 4 years that couldn't do shit, who wish they could have won a world title. But there's only 3 teams in the last 3 years who could say they won the world title, and the Lakers are one of them. So people can talk all this shit about the Lakers, the front office. Look, you if I was to pull up we know the Lakers and the Celtics are tied for championships in the NBA history. But if you was to pull up the list, right, of who's won the most titles and all that kind of shit, it's ridiculous. You got the Lakers in Boston, and then I think you have the Bulls with 6. You got all these damn dumbass Bull fans talking shit, nigga. That was a 10-year spurt, and that's it. And you got 6 titles. Whoop de doo. So you know, when you talk about the Lakers, man, I just really can't stomach people talking bad about them because everybody goes through their dry spurts and shit or whatever, man. But the bottom line is the Lakers have been extremely successful the last 50, 60 years, just as successful as the Boston Celtics. And it is what it is. And can't nobody ever take that away from them. And if anybody's got anything to say about it, just look at the list, and you'll see Boston and Lakers at the top. The Bulls got 6. The Warriors, I think the Warriors got 4 or whatever it is. Well, the Lakers, we tied for the top. The Warriors, I think, got 4, and then you got Houston got a couple, and that's it, man. And that's it. That's it. So anyway, Warrior fans, man, it's a joke. Look, the Warrior fans talking crazy now. You guys remember the last 2 years, all the shit the Nets fans was talking, man. It was so hot and heavy between Laker fans and Net fans. I told Kareem, I said, "Hey, I'm coming out there for the Lakers and the Brooklyn, game." I was making plans to go out there for Lakers versus Brooklyn, and all this shit just fell apart. Now Brooklyn Nets, they're probably gonna get, they shit is all the way fucked up. They shit is all the way tore back. You guys want to talk? People want to talk bad about. You want to talk bad about Rob Pelinka? What about what about what about that goddamn Sean Marks? He brings KD. He brings Kyrie. They had a good squad. KD, Kyrie. They had all their little role players. That team was set. That team was set. That team could have really competed for the championship. Now, whoever's decision was to fuck it up and bring in James Harden, Sean Marks, and whoever he listened to or whoever's idea was, he pulled the trigger. Well, nobody talks about him. He fucked that up royally. He fucked that up royally. So hey man, y'all got to kind of put some respect on the Lakers front office, bro. Because if you want to talk bad about somebody, go talk about the Nets. Because all they shit is crumbling right in front of our faces. Ain't nothing Lakers over everything. Ain't nothing to say about the Lakers, Clippers, Celtics, Nets. Nothing. None of this shit. Just the right. Just like Wright said, Lakers stars are happy, and we about to get another chip and some pick. As long as we have some picks. That's right, man. That's right. That's just the way I see it, man. That's the bottom line. People can talk all that other stuff, man, but the bottom line is like like Jim Rome used to say, scoreboard, and the scoreboard reads massive amounts of championships for the Lakers and Celtics, a handful for the Bulls, a few for the Warriors, a couple for the Rockets, a couple for the Miami Heat, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, we just have to look at the roster, right, Bang, and see who's available, um, and see how much money they make, and those are the two obvious targets that would be of interest for the Lakers on the Nets roster, and the money works better with Seth versus Joe Harris. You got to kind of question what's going on with Joe Harris's ankle. So the Lakers are aware of all that, so they'll make the right decision. But that may go through, it may not go through because, like I said, I just don't think this. I don't think this thing is going to be just a two-team deal. I think it's going to be a massive. I think it's going to be a massive three, four, even five-team deal. Um, I think this is going to be a massive, massive, kind of like that the James Harden deal. What was the James Harden deal? That was kind of like a 5-16 deal. Like the shit, like 100 players involved. This is what I think is going to happen with this deal. This is what I think. Possibly now, I ain't heard this nowhere. So what I'm about to say is it's the first place you're gonna hear this. I think it's going to be a massive, and everything you saying is correct in the chat, Bang. I think this is going to be a massive 5 and 6 team deal. It's probably going to involve the Lakers, the Nets, um, the Suns, the Utah Jazz, and one more team. I don't know who that team is going to be. Maybe OKC or maybe Charlotte. But I think that's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be a massive 5 and 6 team deal, and all these guys are all going to get moved in this big ass deal, and that's why it's taking so damn long. If you didn't follow what I was saying, I said the Lakers, the Nets, the Jazz, the Suns, and then the team that's going to get the trash. That's not right. I shouldn't say that. The team that probably going to end up with Russ is probably OKC or Charlotte. That's what I think is going to happen. And of course, in that deal, we'll be seeing Russ move, we'll be seeing Kyrie move, we'll be seeing KD move, and we'll also probably be seeing Donovan Mitchell move in that deal. That's what I think. So if it's anything like that, you guys better give me credit because that's what I said. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the Lakers free agency is a grade right now is a C because we're kind of like in the same situation we were last season. Not very much size and a gang of guards, but at least right now, it does seem like other deals. It does seem like other deals are in the work. So some of these guards are going to move, and then that's when we'll see the size being brought back to the Lakers. Seth Curry better Seth Curry better player. He shows up in the playoffs. Here is baby Harden and play. Well, this is what I'm going. I think you got a point. You got a point. Seth Curry, he's pretty good, man. But yeah, he struggled in the playoffs. But I think if he comes to the Lakers, bro, if Seth Curry comes to the Lakers, he's gonna have fucking wide open shots, bro. Wide open. If he can't make wide open shots, then I don't know what to say about him. Yeah, yeah, that's right, man. They made a lot of moves. All they did was get younger, which is something that we all know they needed that, right? We all know that they needed to get younger. We all know they need to get more athletic. But uh, yeah, just because they got younger, that doesn't necessarily make them better. But with these younger guys who are hungry, with the younger guys that they have that they're going to bring back from last season, I don't think you're going to see the Lakers get fucking embarrassed and run off the court like they did last season on so many occasions, man. Because the younger guys are going to have a little bit more heart. They ain't going to just give up and just mail it in like some of these like some of the old vets did last year. And here's the thing. I know free agency is not over. We still got a long time before free agent is over. But have you heard any of those guys that the Lakers brought in last season? Are they with any other teams? No. Is Melo with a team? No. I can't even remember the niggas. All them guys, not even Dwight, not even Dwight. They haven't been signed by anybody. Now, like I said, I know there's plenty of time left, but they haven't been signed by anybody, man. So the Lakers knew where they screwed up. The Lakers knew where they screwed up, man. Oh, DJ. Okay, all right, Laker fan for life. All right, man. And you don't even really count DJ, bro, because DJ is a fucking anomaly. He's fucking 7'1", and there's so many niggas like that around the league. So they all some kind of way hook on with somebody. Okay, goddamn, y'all just won't let a nigga have his little shine. Okay, Monk, and obviously that's obvious, Monk. And salute to Monk. I don't know how you guys feel about I don't know how you guys feel about Monk leaving, but I don't have any problem, man. You got to get that bread. You a young guy and somebody throws $20 million at you, man. You got to get that bread. It's interesting that I did hear that the Lakers out the Lakers actually did offer that $6 million to Monk, but when the shit hits the fan, money talks and bullshit walks. So I ain't even mad one iota. Malik Monk, get your bread. I ain't mad at you. But and I agree with you, Bang. If we get Russ out of here and we keep AD and he gets himself together, we're gonna be a contender, bro. We're gonna be a contender, man. Because LeBron is pretty much he's pretty much on. LeBron is like on fucking cruise control, bro. As long as his body, you know, somewhat maintains, he's pretty much on cruise control. And I don't know how much longer that's gonna be for, but he's pretty much on cruise control, right? So I don't have any issues or worries about him. And then plus, I think the Lakers also know that as well, and that things could change. Things could change. Things could change with LeBron and his body. They could change at the snap of a finger, and that's no disrespect to LeBron, but I've been watching the Lakers for many years, and I remember the difference between when I first watched the Lakers versus. I remember the difference between Kareem in the early '80s versus the late 80s. There was a distinct difference. And Kareem was around the same age as LeBron is, 38 to 40. So things change. So LeBron, he ain't going to be 27, 7 and 7 forever. That's just, that defies logic unless he just retires this year. So that's something the Lakers are aware of. And that's why I do believe they're even remotely interested in bringing in another superstar caliber player because they know it's just a matter of time with LeBron, and it doesn't mean that they have an issue with him or anything like that. It's just the Lakers don't want to fall off again, and they want to have somebody with Anthony Davis for the next couple years. So that's the reason why Kyrie is. I think that's the reason why uh, Kyrie is going to be here. Yeah, well, I'm not going to sit here and say LeBron can't do a damn thing. I'm not going to say that. But at age 40, I don't. LeBron shouldn't look. LeBron shouldn't have to do it now, but he damn sure shouldn't have to do it at age 20. I mean, excuse me, at age 40, he shouldn't have to do that, man. By that time, and he'll be 38 at the end of the year, so that's still a couple seasons away. But by that time, man, he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to, man. He shouldn't have to. And AD should have been took over the torch by now. But if he hasn't taken over the torch by then, he should have been taking over the torch, and he should be the leader of the Lakers by that time, either him or Kyrie. So let me check. No, it's just Nick Wright talking shit. Okay, no updates on the trade. But anyway, guys, what are we up to, man? AD going to carry Bron. Do you really think that, Laker fans for life? Do you really think that? I'm hoping for that. AD going to carry Bron at 23. Do you really think that? I'm hoping for that, but I don't know. I don't know. I hope you're right, but I don't know. LeGoat James, LeBron playing 5 more seasons. He might. He might. You know, that's one nigga right there, LeBron. I ain't gonna bet against him and his body, man, because he's just kind of like a phenomenon, bro. I don't know. But the only thing I can say is I just know it ain't gonna last forever. That's the only thing I can say. I just know as a human being, I've been on the earth 40 plus years, that it just ain't gonna last forever. So if we can get a couple more years, I'm cool with that. And by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys saw that video I did. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna end the stream, cause shit, I'm running out of steam. And I gotta get back to work. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna end the stream. But you guys saw my video a few days ago when I saluted. Um, when I saluted. Oh, let me see what my man's talking about real quick. What's up, brother? What's going on?
It do, man. What it do? What it do? How's it going?
I'm chilling, man. Your voice cool from yesterday.
Yeah, man. You hear it. My voice is gone, bro. All
that
that
was that was a long ass
WWE
stream.
stuff. Right. My voice is shot.
But but um but yeah, man, I was just getting ready to wrap things up, man. But I was talking about it. I know we talked about it. I was we talked about it yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever, man. That the Lakers are the topic of discussion. We've been the topic of discussion. Sometimes it's good, sometimes the shit don't work out. But the real reason why we're in this situation, why the Lakers are back uh, as a topic of conversation, is because the arrival of LeBron James in LA and
Right.
Magic Johnson recruiting him and bring him to LA, and then subsequently AD and
Right.
all these other players, man. So Love him or hate him, man. I don't really like seeing Laker. That's just me, but I don't like seeing Laker fans talk too bad about LeBron James, because if it wasn't for him, bro, we wouldn't be in this situation. Uh,
Right.
we got Russ last year. We're in prime position to get Kyrie. Ain't none of this shit happen if he wasn't here. So, man, can you speak on that a little bit?
Right, man. I agree with you 1,000%, 1,000%. I guess I'll start with LeBron. So I mean, of course, we're the Lakers. So if not LeBron, we would have got someone else. But let's look and see who that someone else was. In my opinion, it was going to end up being Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Then those would have been the other two guys we got. Look how that worked out. Look how that worked out. Look how that's worked out for the Clippers. So I mean, and then look what LeBron did with us. Of course, he delivered AD. Those clutch connections and all that. So he kind of delivered AD to us, but we got a championship out of it, man. Say what you want to say about the injuries and all that stuff. The first year here, you know, AD got a championship, and we all know where the Lakers were that post Kobe era. We know where we were, before LeBron got here. So um, to hate on the man, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. He's making even that first year when he came before the AD trade, and we had all those young guys, Lonzo and Bi and all them cats. Before LeBron went down, you remember where we were Christmas Day, where we were in the standings. Well, we were like second or third in the West, and we were dogging Golden State.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I would have loved to see how that would have played out. I think LeBron would have got us in the playoffs that year. And then who knows? You got some young legs, you got LeBron. It's something different. It was something different. Some LeBron never really had. He always had those vets or whatever, or those other superstars, but it would have been very exciting, I think, and very interesting to see. So definitely no hate. Definitely no hate at all. I mean, you can't take nothing away from the man. The man's great. And you already know where I stand on that. We talked about it. I said if LeBron delivers two more championships in the purple and gold, then I definitely consider him a Lakers great. And go ahead and hang his jersey up and get that man a statue. Three championships, that's all right with me. So I'm
Yeah,
big
you
on LeBron.
gotta get. I give him a pass because he's older. So give him. You gotta get at least one more, dog.
Right, right, right,
Gotta get at least one more.
right. Exactly, exactly, exactly. And then Magic. Um, I know we were talking earlier about Rob, giving Rob, Rob kind of finalized everything and got everything, turned around. But Magic, of course, was that face, and I think that made us a real possibility to land LeBron. Because I guarantee you, if those bus boys were still running things, LeBron wasn't coming here. They weren't coming here. All Magic had to do was not blow it, of course. But Magic being at his house, camped out in front of his house, and then in there, at what 12:01 or 6:01, whatever the time was, and then having that meeting with him, he locked that up. He sealed that deal because he could have very easily went in there and screwed that up. And had it been Mitch Kupchak or had it been those bus boys, who knows, that story could have played out entirely different. So yeah, I agree that Rob is the one, who kind of, even when Magic was here, Rob was the one doing all the dirty work. Magic was just the face, right? And Magic was going to deliver the superstars. But you got to look at that 2020 team. There were a lot of other pieces on that roster that were
Right.
very, very important. It wasn't just LeBron and AD. It was a lot of those other pieces. And I think Rob did the dirty work to get that done. And then you look at the whole, remember, we were all on standstill waiting on Kawhi, which every team would have done that. Everybody would have been waiting around. But as soon as Kawhi burned us, what did you see? Soon as you saw that report that Kawhi was going to the Clippers, follow that.
Mm-hmm.
It was Lakers signing this player, Lakers signing this player, Lakers
Hell
signing this
yeah.
player, and
Hell yeah.
all the big time free agents were already off the board. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so you got to give kudos to Rob for that. He had a backup plan. He had a
Mm-hmm.
plan B in place. So and you can't take that away from him because we could have been screwed. Had we not talked to other people and had that backup plan, we could have been screwed. But no, he had Danny Green in place, and he had Avery Bradley and all these other guys who were big contributors to that 2020 team. Now, of course, Avery Bradley didn't go to the bubble, but still, during the season, he was a big contributor. You know, he was one of the top defenders in the league. So from the guard spot. So yeah, man, you got to give credit to all these guys. And again, if Rob pulls this off, and say what you want, LeBron, the power of LeBron and all that. I mean, that's every superstar. Every superstar is gonna have a decision on what other superstars come. You know, they're gonna play into that.
Mhm.
You know, because these guys talk, but still, you got to give Rob a lot of respect, man, if he can pull this off. Because we were left for dead. You know, everybody had us left for dead again with Russ coming back, and then this stuff came out of nowhere. So, um,
Yeah.
and then Rob going out and getting these young guys, he understood the mistakes he made last year, and yeah, I think the only even when Rob and sorry, but even when Rob blew up the 2020 team, you know, I understood it, man. You were getting younger. Dennis Schroeder coming in for Danny Green, that was a big move. Signing Trez, those were big moves, you know. It just didn't work out because of the injuries. We don't know what that could have been. So you can't really blame Rob on that. But last year, of course, last year was a disaster. What Rob put together. So I'd say out of the three teams he's built, you know, he only struck out once, in my opinion. You know, and then he salvaged us this year by going younger, and then if he could get Kyrie. So I think Rob's doing a solid job, and I'm sold on Rob. You know.
Yeah, because if you look at the free agents that we signed this year versus last year, and I heard Darvin Ham was actually helping with the roster this season with Rob. It's a real stark difference in terms of the talent and the youth that they're bringing in versus last year. I mean, I hate to say it, but all the haters they were right.
Right, right,
They were
right,
right. Hell, that's just the way it goes. You can't, you just can't hit the ball out of the ballpark um, every season. And bang,
right.
the reason why I say two chips is because um, the Lakers traded for Paul Gasol. They added him to Kobe Bryant, and Lakers went to three straight finals. So,
Right.
right,
Hmm. Hmm.
Marcel, that's right, right.
Right, right. Yep, yep, yep. You're right.
So it's like we won two out of three. So that's kind of
Hmm.
like the bar right there. I think LeBron can do it, bro. It's just circumstances. It's gonna be tough. Think about it. We could just briefly talk about this. Okay, let's assume we talk about this for a little bit, and then I'm gonna jump. So let's assume that we get Kyrie, right? Let's
Hmm.
assume that we get Kyrie. The most likely scenario, as far as other teams are concerned, is that KD goes to Phoenix. Golden State is still Golden State.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I don't know if we really have to worry about the Pelicans or the Nuggets. The Clippers will be back healthy, but
Hmm.
they'll get hurt again. So we ain't got so we don't have to worry about them. So it's gonna be a dogfight, and then we
Right.
don't and then we don't know who we'll have uh, additionally on the roster. But let's just say we get Kyrie, KD goes to Phoenix, and then Golden State is Golden State.
Hmm.
That's not going to be easy by no means. That ain't no just because the Lakers have um, LeBron, AD, and Kyrie. That ain't that's not no guarantee to get to the finals, man. And you still got a couple other teams out there. Um, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight in that Western Conference.
Yeah, I agree. And then Memphis, you can't forget about Memphis. Although we don't know the Bridges situation, I think that'll be a blow for them. If they lose him, not able to replace him, um, and he's gonna be playing for a different team this year. After what he did, but I think Utah takes a step back for sure. They lost Gobert, then they might end up losing Mitchell. Dallas, I think they took a step back. They lost Brunson, and their only free agent, the only free agent they've gotten this year was JaVale McGee. That's their prize free agent, and so they take a step back. But yeah, I think we're right there in that top four for sure. Now, me, of course, being Lakers biased, I have us coming out above all those other teams. But yeah, Golden State. the Clippers, um, Phoenix, of course, and then us. I think that's the top four. Once we land Kyrie, and then my thing is just get to the playoffs and be healthy. If you do that, I don't see anyone beating LeBron, man. I just don't, honestly. And all those teams, the Clippers, Golden State, and Phoenix, I don't see what they're doing with a healthy AD. A healthy and hungry and determined AD. I just don't see them stopping him. So if you get anywhere near what you got, even if you don't get the full bubble AD, if you get anywhere near that, I just don't see any of those teams stopping AD. I mean, you see last year what AD was doing to Phoenix. We had that series wrapped up,
Yeah,
until AD went down pretty much. So I just don't see these teams doing anything with a healthy AD. So we
yeah,
could just get to the playoffs healthy, and then we know Kyrie, the closer that he is, so and that's something LeBron's been missing, having that closer. With his time being in LA, he hasn't had that cerebral closer. So you give him that, and then if he's fresh, LeBron is fresh. You put LeBron in any series with no matter who's on the roster, a 7-game series. I give him a 70% chance of coming out on top in that series. So I just think we're gonna be real dangerous, man.
yeah. And the thing about Phoenix, they'll be back. They'll be back up there. They're going to be tough, even with KD. But I just happen to think that that old asshole Chris Paul, he's going to get hurt again at some point, and at some point in time, I think KD is going to have to take time off because he's had to take he's had to take time off every year since
Yeah,
he's come back from the Achilles. It's
right,
just that's just the way it is. He ain't no spring chicken either
right,
now. So in some respects, I say yeah, it's going to be a dogfight, but I think we already got Golden State number. It's just a matter of time. And a lot of people don't want to believe it, but whatever. They're gonna find out.
right,
But
right.
yeah, but still, after the lessons from last seasons, man, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves because there's just certainly no guarantees. But I think with the addition of Kyrie, man, we just that'll put us in much better shape, man. Because people say what they want about Kyrie, bro, but there's not too many. There's only a handful of better pure basketball talents. I mean, he's in a class by himself as far as being a pure basketball talent, bro. There's just not too many people with the amount of talent that Kyrie Irving has,
Right.
and I think that's the only reason why the Lakers are even really entertaining this is just
Hmm.
because they know he's a hell of a player, bro.
Right, right, right. Exactly, exactly. I mean, when it comes to, I mean, look at last year. His shooting, what 50, 40, and 90. 50 from the field, 40 from three, 90 from the free throw line. Man, I mean, I think they said he shot in 40% or higher. Pretty much the last few years or whatever. So, it don't get no better than that. And then the handles are there when they come in. No one scores better than him, for his size, at the rim, So, um, yeah, Kyrie is Kyrie. We already know what it is on the court. It's just a matter of keeping him engaged and on the court. But as you mentioned, him being, it being his contract year, he gotta, he gotta be dialed in. And we already talked about all the other things, you know, what it would mean playing for the Lakers and Kobe and all that stuff. So I'm not too much worried about the off the court stuff. But yeah, yeah. When he's on the court, it ain't no denying who that man is. So we all know that, and hopefully we'll see it. We'll be watching it this fall, this fall and into next year. What we got in the comments? Yeah, he got the handles. That's Laker fans for life. That's a fact. Kyrie, Uncle Drew, Kyrie ain't no joke.
Shit, I had myself on mute. I'm up here talking. I'm like, you dumbass, you muted. Anyway, hey, I'm getting ready to end this stream. Marcel, tell everybody where they can find you. Tell where they can find your YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're at Lakers over everything. Lakers over everything. So come check us out.
That's right. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Everybody who came through the chat, Laker fan for life. Bang came through. Blue Boat. Let's see, Gerald Franklin, Lebron James, Laker fan for life. Who was up in there? Who was up in there? Dominique Five. Who was up in there? Humble Sports TV came through.
GTM basketball.
Oh, GTM, GTM. I appreciate you, my brother. Who else? Who else? Who else? Of course, Lakers over everything. And that's about it. Yeah. Appreciate you guys for coming through and helping out the channel. Like I always say, guys, look, if it jumps off today, between myself and Marcel, and I know Kareem will be on, we're gonna bring you the news as soon as it jumps off. So anyway, like I always say, this is your boy AC LA Sports Live. I will rap with y'all later. Let me hit that outro.